Hello and welcome to Just Pauses. Weave your own rug. This is one of my favorite episodes on my channel. The one book that I'm going to refer to changed my thoughts for good. It was a turning point in my life. We are sometimes afraid of being cast aside, afraid that we might end up standing all alone versus the majority on the other side. Well, Mark Twain, the famous American writer who lived between 1835 and 1910, thought otherwise. He once said, and I quote, "Whenever you find yourself on the side of the majority, it is time to pause and reflect." Unquote. What about you? Do you care for the much overrated and fear inducing others in your life? Do you care for what the others are saying or doing or shall say or do or don't do? Do you carry this yardstick with you all the time? The yardstick which weighs everything, judges everything on the basis of what does the majority think and feel, prescribe and practice. The irony is that those who hand us this yardstick are themselves unhappy and trapped. And we try to mold our lives according to the definitions of these people? Pathetic, isn't it? One incident I particularly recall in this context is when I was attending a personality development residential camp in a training center. I was a second year college student then. In a session on goal setting, the resource person asked everyone to write down and then read aloud the three most important goals of our lives. One boy wrote just one goal and he read it aloud. "I want to be happy," he said. The trainer pointed out that it was not a valid goal since it did not meet the given prerequisites, as, for example, it was not time bound, measurable, or specific, and so on. "It is quite vague, and therefore I shall not accept this," the trainer had said, and did not allow the student to speak further on the subject. I do not know where the trainer is today and whether that student is living happily or not, but it did make me think that how very easily and naturally do we simply reject someone's thoughts or actions as frivolous or invalid or illogical if they do not subscribe to the view of the majority. And who shall testify that the majority is sane, sensible? Where are they? Who gave them the certification? How can one human with limited faculties and comprehension judge another human similarly handicapped? Sadly, though, the foundations of this kind of thinking, of this fear that what shall others say, are laid in our very early years by our own parents. So many amongst us, I'm sure, have had arguments and even serious fights at home with parents if and whenever we refused to subscribe to what their definitions of success or happiness or a good life were. The opinion is not even just one, the countless opinions of countless others on everything unnecessarily complicate life. This too is just an opinion which I say, but then I am sharing nevertheless. They do shrug the others off, care less for others, care less for the definitions and criteria laid down by others of what is a good life. Before we know it, it shall all be over. And it really does not matter to anyone. Nothing matters to anyone. No one matters to anybody. Each one is just living for self, is affected by the pain and pleasures of oneself. All tears and all joys are connected not with others but with the self. Others can perhaps listen patiently for a while or even nod when you are in pain or when you are very happy, but that's it. Living with the tears and with the surprises, shocks, and smiles is what each one has to do alone with oneself. The book which I spoke about at the beginning, which changed my life, was Somerset Maugham's most most well known work, his novel Of Human Bondage. Somerset was a renowned English writer known for his plays, novels, and short stories. In his novel Of Human Bondage, The story revolves around the life of one Philip Carey from the time that he was a young child to his 30s. Philip was born with a club foot, was left orphaned from a young age, and was made to live with his uncle and aunt. Life started to hit him hard when his deformity made him a target in school. It made him self conscious all his life. He had very few friends, and those he befriended did not stick around. The bondage in the title is not his bondage to the woman that he loves, but to societal norms, concepts of beauty, mediocrity, and bondage of the self by the self. And the crux of this book is, I quote a few lines from the book: life really has little meaning, and what a man does or leaves undone does not matter. Failure is unimportant, and success amounts to nothing. We are born, we live a few moments, weaving to create a pattern for oneself, and then we depart. Each one who lives creates for himself his own pattern. As a weaver creates his pattern on a beautiful Persian rug for no purposes but the pleasure of his aesthetic sense, so might a man live his life. There is just no need to keep looking at the pattern others are making on their rugs and follow them. It does not matter at all. Only you can see the rug which you are weaving. There need not be any pattern at all. What really matters is that we be content and happy looking at the colors and design we have chosen to weave our life with. A pause, I guess, is needed here. Thank you.